Stop. Before you spend another coin from your change jar, you need to hear this. Right now in 2026, ordinary-looking Canadian quarters are selling for thousands of dollars, not as ancient collector pieces, as coins that could literally be sitting in your pocket or stashed in a drawer at home. Most people have no idea these coins exist. They spend them. They ignore them. They toss them aside. But serious collectors are actively hunting for specific dates and varieties right now. And one detail, just one small detail, can turn a worthless coin into a small fortune. This is real, not hype, not speculation. Let's talk about the rare quarters that collectors are willing to pay serious money for in today's market. Here's what makes this first one interesting. On the surface, it looks like any other 1984 Canadian quarter. You see it in circulation. You get it as change. You don't think twice about it. That's exactly why most people miss it. Most collectors overlook the 1984 quarter entirely. They focus on older coins. They chase the classic years. They assume nothing from the 1980s could possibly be rare or valuable. But that assumption is costing them money. The 1984 quarter has something unusual happening on the reverse side. On the standard version, there's a complete rim of small raised dots. We call them denticles, running around the edge of the coin's design border. They're tiny. They're easy to miss if you're not looking carefully. But on certain 1984 quarters, something went wrong at the mint. The denticles are missing, partially missing, or showing dye deterioration that makes them fade away. This wasn't intentional. It was a minting error, a dye problem that affected only a limited run of coins before they caught it and fixed it. Why do collectors care about this? Because errors from the Royal Canadian Mint that go unnoticed at the time become incredibly rare as the years pass. Most people throw them away. They spend them. By 2026, finding one in decent condition is genuinely difficult. Hold a 1984 quarter under good lighting. Look at the rim on the reverse side. That's the side with the caribou or the design, depending on which reverse you have. Follow the denticles all the way around. Are they uniform, clearly defined, or are they spotty, faint, disappearing in sections? If the denticles look weak or incomplete compared to a normal quarter, you might have found something special. Pay special attention to the obverse side, the side with the queen. Check that the rim is clean and the portrait is sharply struck. This is critical. Never clean this coin. Never polish it. Never try to make it shinier. Cleaning absolutely destroys the value, even gently, even carefully. Collectors want original surface. They want the natural patina. They want authenticity. If you think you have one of these, store in a soft cloth or a proper coin holder. Keep your fingers off the surfaces. Let experts handle it. In today's collector market, the 1984 quarter with the missing or deteriorated denticles is experiencing steady demand. Dealers report consistent interest from both Canadian and international collectors. High-grade examples. Coins that haven't been circulated much, still showing original luster, remain moderately difficult to locate. Many specimens have already entered private collections and been taken out of circulation. Collector competition for premium examples continues to grow. At first glance, it's just a regular quarter, worth 25 cents in face value. Most people would spend it without thinking. But auction records and private dealer sales tell a different story. Exceptional examples in high grades have sold for between $800 and $3,500, depending on condition and the specific variety of the error. Yes, $3,500 for a quarter. If you thought that was significant, the next coin takes things to a completely different level. Most collectors don't even know what to look for here. The average person has zero chance of spotting this one without knowing exactly what you're searching for. But those who do find it, they're sitting on serious wealth. Here's where things get much more serious. The 1989 quarter looks normal at first. It has all the standard elements. The queen, the inscription, the date, standard reverse design. But certain 1989 quarters from early in the production year have a dramatic doubling error on the obverse. The front of the coin with the queen's portrait. This isn't a subtle mistake. This isn't something you need magnification to detect. Die doubling on Canadian quarters happens when the die, the metal stamp that strikes the coin, gets damaged or misaligned during its creation. When that flawed die strikes a blank coin, it creates a doubled image. Everything appears slightly doubled or ghosted. On the 1989 variety, the doubling is visible on the Queen's profile, the inscriptions, and the rim elements. Why do collectors go crazy for this? Because double die errors from the Royal Canadian Mint are extraordinarily rare. Most people destroy them by accident. They clean them. They lose them. They have no idea what they're holding. By 2026, finding an unaltered example is like finding a needle in a haystack. Think about the odds. The 1989 quarter has been in circulation for over 35 years. It's been handled thousands of times. Millions were minted, but only a fraction have this error. That fraction? It's tiny. Serious collectors have been searching for pristine examples for decades. They've competed in auctions. They've contacted dealers across North America. They've built relationships with coin brokers just to get first access to newly discovered specimens. Most of them are still searching. This is where you need to be methodical. Take a 1989 quarter and examine it under bright, direct lighting. Look at the Queen's profile on the obverse side. Is there a doubled image? Does the profile appear to have a shadow or ghost image slightly offset from the main image? Check the inscriptions around the rim. Elizabeth II, D.G. Regina. Are these letters doubled? Do they have a ghosted appearance slightly offset? Examine the rim denticles. Are they doubled as well? If you see doubling across multiple elements, the portrait, inscriptions, and rim details, you have identified a true die doubling error. Compare it to a normal 1989 quarter, if you have one available. The difference becomes obvious once you know what you're looking at. Do not attempt to clean this coin. Do not touch the surfaces with your bare hands more than necessary. Do not store it loosely in a jar or box where it can rub against other objects. The original mint state luster and surface are what give this coin its value. Any damage, any cleaning, anywhere beyond natural circulation will significantly reduce what it's worth. Store it properly. Protect it. Treat it like the asset it is. The 1989 double die obverse quarter has become a hot topic in the rare coin community throughout 2025 and into 2026. Auction activity has increased noticeably. Prices have shown upward momentum as more collectors become aware of this variety's rarity. High-grade examples, particularly coins in MS, 63, or higher grades, rarely appear on the market. When they do, competition among bidders is intense. Private collectors have been accumulating these coins aggressively, which means fewer examples are available for new collectors entering the market. The window to find these coins in circulation or in old collections is genuinely closing. This is where things get serious. At first, it looks like a normal quarter. Most people would spend it without hesitation. But look closer. See that doubling on the Queen's profile? See it on the inscriptions? Auction records from the past 3 years show exceptional examples selling for dramatically more than the previous coin. Rare high-grade specimens of the 1989 double die obverse have sold for $15,000 to $38,000. That's for one quarter. Now, I need to tell you about one more coin. This one is on a completely different level. The two coins you just learned about, they're important. They're valuable. Collectors are actively hunting for them right now in 2026. But the final coin I'm about to reveal exists on another tier entirely. Most people have never heard of it. Most dealers have never handled one. Most collectors will never own one. But if you have one sitting in your collection, your life could change. This one requires patience to explain, because understanding why it's rare means understanding something that almost never happens. In 1989, a catastrophic die failure occurred at the Royal Canadian Mint. A master die, the main die used to create working dies, suffered damage so severe that the date completely failed to transfer to the working die. This created an unprecedented situation. Quarters were struck without a date. Quarters without dates. From 1989, sitting in circulation, the mint caught the error. They destroyed the flawed dies. They pulled what they could from distribution, but not all of them. Some slipped through. Some made it into circulation. Some ended up in coin rolls and collections. The total number ever produced? Experts estimate fewer than 200 to 300 coins ever existed from this era. Fewer than 300. From 1989 to 2026, that's 37 years of being spent, lost, damaged, and destroyed. How many do you think still exist in collectible condition? A coin without a date from a modern mint is almost impossible. It's the kind of error that should never happen. The kind that, when it does happen, gets corrected immediately. The fact that even a small number escaped into circulation makes this error historically significant. For collectors, owning an example is like owning a piece of forgotten mint history, a tangible reminder that even massive institutions make mistakes that can't be fully contained. By 2026, serious collectors have been searching for confirmed examples for years. Private collections house most of the known specimens. Auctions for this variety attract international bidders. Finding one? That's not luck. That's like winning. This is straightforward, but critical. Hold a 1989 quarter in your hand. Look at the obverse, the front with the queen. Where the date should be, it should appear just below or to the side of the queen's portrait depending on the quarter's orientation. Is it completely missing? Not worn away? Not faint? Completely absent? Compare it directly to a normal 1989 quarter. The contrast will be obvious. Check both sides of the coin. Verify that other design elements are struck normally. The queen's portrait should be clear. The inscriptions should be readable. Only the date should be missing. If you find a coin like this, you found something exceptional. This coin is valuable precisely because it's original and unaltered. Protect it accordingly. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never attempt any kind of restoration. Store it in acid-free holders. Keep it in a cool, dry location. Protect it from exposure to moisture or temperature extremes. If you believe you have one of these, consider having it authenticated by a professional grading service. This level of rarity requires professional verification. The 1989 no-date quarter exists in a strange market space in 2026. It's so rare that it rarely comes up for sale. Most known examples are held by serious collectors who have no intention of selling. When one does appear, it generates enormous attention. Prices have escalated consistently over the past 5 years. High-grade examples have become legendary within the collecting community. They're discussed in forums. They're tracked. They're the subject of serious hunting. New examples appear only once every couple years. And when they do, the market responds immediately. This is the moment. An ordinary quarter. 97% of people would spend it. They'd never notice the missing date. They'd just take it as change and move on. But collectors, dealers, auction houses, they understand what this means. Authenticated examples of a 1989 no-date quarter have sold for $22,000 to over $41,000 at auction. The rarest, highest-grade examples? Over $50,000. That's from a coin that cost 25 cents to produce. Here's what you need to understand. Valuable coins are being spent every single day. Right now, in 2026, people are handing them over as change, depositing them in banks, putting them in jars and forgetting about them. The 3 coins you just learned about could be sitting in your collection, in an old drawer, in a coin jar, in a box of coins you inherited and never looked at carefully. One detail, one small difference, one error that most people miss. That's the difference between 25 cents and $20,000. The rare coin market in 2026 is more active than ever. Collectors are searching. Dealers are buying. Prices continue to move upward for premium examples. This isn't speculation. This is real wealth hiding in plain sight. Check your coins. Look for these varieties. Pay attention to the details most people ignore, because this could be more than just a coin. This could be hidden wealth.